Thank you.
Now, an assessment of England's Fire and Rescue Service will be published today, looking at the overall performance of the emergency provision during last year.
Well, this morning, the Inspectorate released the third and final wave of inspection reports from 16 fire services.
Now, it includes a performance review of the Leicestershire Fire and Rescue Service, from where our East Midlands reporter Will Hollis joins us now. And what are these reports saying, Will?
Yes, well, His Majesty's Inspectorate, led by Andy Cook, spends time at all of England's 44 fire and rescue services, and what it expects from that time is that it can grade each individual fire and rescue service as good. That's the standard that the Inspectorate expects on behalf of the public. So, for example, Leicestershire, where I am today, in this latest wave, was inspected and graded as good, but requiring improvement in how the service prevents fire and uses resources. Callum Faints, the Chief Fire and Rescue Officer here at Leicestershire, said that the service had made massive steps forward, but that there are further improvements to be made. Now, of this set of inspections, there are 16. 2 of them received inadequate gradings. Those were North Yorkshire and Cumbria Fire Service. Inadequate is the lowest grading. It was both services were graded as inadequate for efficiently keeping people safe from fire and other risks. That's the lowest standard, and now both will be put into special measures and will receive further visits from the Inspectorate over the coming months. Both fire and rescue services have acknowledged the findings in the inspection. Now, all of these smaller inspections come together to make the State of Fire and Rescue Service reports that we are going to see later, around about mid-morning. And what we can expect from that Inspectorate report is that it's certainly going to highlight things like the cost of living, the recovery of the pandemic, and it will certainly look at the effect of future strikes, because right now the Fire Brigades Union is balloting its members, and we'll know whether firefighters will go on strike before the end of January.